Yes. Stay in the pocket. Stay in the pocket. Stay in the pocket. That's musician talk.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so it is official. The red light is on, and we are back for another exciting episode of the Wrestling Realm Now podcast. Now, brothers, we are in for a doozy. At
Yeah.
first, we weren't so excited about War Games, and for the last couple of weeks, there's been a certain amount of brothers who've been complaining about Triple H's booking and the show's being rather boring. But we were given such an amazing treat this week because we had a handful of returns. We're going to get into all that and more because Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, the biggest surprises of them all, have returned and have spiced up the main event, I'm assuming, for War Games. So we're going to get into all that, the fun surprises, Brian H. at Madison Square Garden, the energy, not to mention I have an apology that I must give to the brother. So we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get into all that anymore right after this. Let's get it.
We got to.
Houston, we have a problem.
You, Brian H. Is welcome to the Wrestling Realm Now podcast, where we take a deeper dive into the world of professional wrestling. I got no watch. Now, I'm your host, the realness himself, the real Dwayne Allen. Eyes in the building, and he is your host, Mr. Super Producer, Brother Hugh, A to the A to the S, T to the A to the E, 3 to the R to the D. I'm assuming is in the building right now. He's going to have technical difficulties, but we'll get back to that in a minute. And he is your host, not just any guy, but the Belt King, Brandon the Guy, who was not in the building. We'll get into that a little bit later. And he is your host, the man, the myth, the legend, the heart and soul, the man that discovered us all and still yet, as we end one year into the next, are still a heel. Brian H. Waters is in the building in a very familiar setup, but not quite here. I don't know what that's about. But welcome to the Wrestling Realm Now podcast. Brian H., God dang it, brother. We're back again. I hope you're just as hyped as I am, despite the circumstances you may be under currently or physically, is because we had a very, very exciting week of professional wrestling, and I do recall you being rather bored and rather uncomfortable and rather opinionated about a certain booker, a certain one that is associated with the content of the show. And you have had some critical things to say about him, but god dang it, I think this week, if it did change your mind, Brian H., I'm curious to figure out what it's going to take to figure that out, but we have to get into so much and more. But I'm not going to waste any time, Brian H. How are you feeling right now? You feeling okay?
I'm fighting. I'm trying to fight for being under the weather.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Brian H. He's fighting. He's fighting for being under the weather. See, look, I'm hyping you up. I know you got a lot going on right now, man. We're trying to make this work.
That climate change. I don't like this time of year. I like the summertime. So
Me too.
Like, I
I'm with
gotta
you, bro.
preserve the voice. I can't go too wooing tonight, but
We had you covered, right? See, Ric
it
Flair
was-
stepped in.
yeah. The second, one of the greatest of all time. But I will say this: it was Madison Square Garden.
That
I
guy.
had to come do this show.
That's why you lost your voice.
Was I yelling?
I think you were.
I don't remember yelling.
Let's put it this way. When you called me, when the surprise, because of course, Brian H., the cat's out of the bag. He was in the building at Madison Square Garden. It's such a monumental booked Raw. You see what I did there? And when you called us, when a certain surprise came out that we will discuss momentarily, you were screaming quite loud, my good brother. So I don't know if you were a member or recall, but yes, you were yelling at a high level.
Because there's levels. When Cody came back, I lost my voice. And I vowed to myself never to yell that loud again.
Mm.
Because if you remember after that WrestleMania 38 show, I was out without my voice for like a week and a half, and I said, "Oh, that hurt."
Yeah, you was down for a little bit.
Yeah, but I was still, but this was, was good. But yeah, I had to come on here and talk about it. Like I said, brother Corey, if you remember, one day at a Ring of Honor show,
Uh-oh.
told us two things as wrestler fans that you have to do as a bucket list: go to WrestleMania and go to a show at the Garden. And my goodness, he was right. Now this is my second show at the Garden, but it's just always a treat,
Yeah,
we
you ain't
had
lying.
family at the wrestling round. Look out for the homie, two champs, Najee from the Big Gold Belt Media. We spoke to him. He's working on a piece, and I talked to him about the experience. But definitely want to get a shout out to him. He was in the building, and he's one of the good brothers that he's like he from College Park, Maryland. So you just turn around, you see him in the place, like, wait, oh, you here too? And it's just like just great vibes, man. I mean, just so many people in the building. Obviously those wrestler girls in the building. We was all there together. Shout out to yeah, hit the horns. Shout out to Cass. Shout out to Jeff Says. So many great dope people. Is that Arden, who was the photographer a lot of times for Wale May? He's been jumping into the sneaker culture doing the podcast. So it was just so many great people. I even met a couple. I met Lil Yachty. I was like, oh, okay, it's Lil Yachty. Met Mero and brother Hugh has
So
come
what's
his
up?
way.
You can finally hear us?
I can finally hear you, bro.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. For
Sounded
goodness
like
sakes,
he in
man.
the
Brother
basement.
Hugh.
I
Brother Hugh was in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. He was having technical difficulties at first, but trust me, we got your intro in, gave all your shouts out, and Brian H. just explained to the world why his voice is sounding like a frog. Is because he went to Madison Square Garden and started acting a fool and lost his voice again. After he vowed, Brother Hugh, not to lose his voice ever again, screaming at a wrestling match after when Cody returned. And
right.
by the tea he's sipping, he didn't. He has not been successful at achieving that though. So that's
I
you
have
haven't
to
missed
make
too much,
sure
brother.
brother Hugh was in on that moment. I was like, Ziggler came out there, and I think my phone was like on 10%, and I said, look, it's just I got a work phone. This phone gonna have to die tonight because brother Hugh gotta be there. He gotta experience. He gotta have the Dolph Ziggler experience. I was so into trying to get y'all. I didn't even realize he had on black boots till I saw the group chat.
Black freaking boots.
Yeah, that's just the only
You
drawback.
told him
The
about
gear
that.
was fire and everything. Can you imagine how that appearance would have went if he had white boots? He might have won.
See?
But it's okay. We'll get into all that though. But yes, it was an exciting week, Brother Hugh. I was just telling Brian H. how he has been overly critical of a certain chief content operator, whatever his title is, the one in charge of the product. And for us to have what we had this week, man, like I said, we've had countless returns. We had Zack Ryder returning in a way that we never thought we would. Zigzag showed up. I couldn't believe that. That's one I did not see. I really didn't see both of them coming. I'm glad I stayed off the internet that I wasn't even tipped off. And then, of course, Roman Reigns returns. Brock Lesnar returns, which is the main event of our show. We're not going to waste too much time. We're going to jump right into it. But God dang it, Brother Hugh, now that you're situated, I want to take the time to ask you, how are you feeling, man? Did you look? You're smiling from ear to ear. Your skin is glowing. You look good, brother. Okay, you got a lot going on right now. Okay, but
I do.
as soon as I said this week was fun, I see the look on your face. That's the look of the innocence of a child that's enjoying pro wrestling. And as an adult, it's a privilege to enjoy anything that much these days. So, based off your look, I'm asking anyway, how did you enjoy what we saw so quick? This exciting week we had after so much criticism of how boring the product has been and all these things that we've been hearing in the last couple of weeks, especially on this show from certain individuals. We're not going to say who. We're not going to say it's Brian H. though.
Brian who? That's Calvin.
I'm just saying,
Hey yo,
Kendrick Mullen.
hey yo. So let me address that.
Please do. Tell the world.
Man, so I was blessed to go to Monday Night Raw, and I was blessed to be at the red carpet events. Something I don't take for granted. You know what I mean? Well, I'm gonna show y'all something. Let me show y'all something.
We got footage?
Yeah, we got footage, and let me see if I can. Yeah, no, that's not right there. It was, like I said, I was on the red carpet, sitting
On the
there,
red carpet.
and they had the photographers come through, and they did the snap of the photos, right, and then they uploaded them. Now I'm trying to find if it's on here.
Now, about this red carpet, how luxurious was this red carpet that had the privilege to grace your feet to walk on it? Was it something you've never experienced before? Or look at brother, he's waiting. He's waiting to hear what you have to say.
It was nice, but look, I want y'all to see. November 17th.
Oh, you guys made Getty. Look at that.
Yeah, look what I just. Can you see what I just highlighted?
Oh my God, who's that? Who's that
They
beside
wrote Calvin Crooks. That's the
What?
lovely queen PR of those wrestling girls.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not too far to her.
They wrote Calvin Crooks.
What's the deal? They mistook
Bro, that's
you
not
for somebody
me.
else, Brian.
That's definitely Calvin. What are you talking about?
Like, what do
And
you
so
mean?
I'm sitting there. I'm like, bro, like,
They messed up your moment, bro. This is your chance to be on Getty Images to pay $335 for your picture, and they
Hold
called
on
you
now.
Calvin Crooks.
look, bro.
Oh, come on, bro.
Every time.
Hey,
This
bro.
was where it all. Wait, not him. That's the Calvin Crooks. I'm assuming. He looks nothing like me, bro.
I think it's because you guys do the same pose. Look at the hand. And
That is the same
pose.
pose. He definitely stole your
That's
pose.
definitely the pose, bro. So the
Oh.
algorithm probably was like, this is clearly the same individual.
Now this is August. 3
Skin
days
tone
before.
and hand posture. That's good enough.
3 days. Oh, hold on. Where is it? Yeah. Oh, it ain't pop out. Share this to Tab instead. 3 days before my birthday. And the thing is, they ask you your name, and I said, and then they give you, they record you saying it. You know how we was taught. Shout out to Dwayne Wickham, Eric Dawson, Jerry Bembry, rest in peace, John White.
Oh, geez. Definitely rest in peace, John White.
They did all that. Now, how did he get Calvin Crooks from BRIANHWATERS?
I'm telling you, it's the algorithm. They put it in the algorithm, and the algorithm just went. They scanned your posture, and unfortunately, this is what it came out as. I didn't think this was going to happen to you,
Bro.
I'm sorry to hear that,
Messed up my
man.
moment, bro.
Messed up your moment. This is ridiculous. We should protest. You know who you are?
I sent the message on LinkedIn.
You're Hollywood.
Definitely Hollywood.
Brian H. Waters Johnston Jr. the Third. Are you kidding me?
That's crazy.
Esquire. Use more. Many names. But you sound like you had a good time. You sound like you enjoyed yourself.
This was a great time. Shout out to the homies. Being able to see Lash Legend and Nia Jax up close. Roxanne Perez. Grayson Waller's hilarious.
Yeah, he's an entertaining guy.
The New Day got on me for not having a New Day shirt on. And I was like, Kofi, I got your shirt that says 11. Yeah, you ain't got it on today.
Well,
I said, it's John Cena's night. I don't care.
Right.
So yeah, overall, it was a great time. Oh my gosh, what is happening?
I don't know. What is happening?
We got a compliment.
I know, right?
What? Okay. Yeah. Ooh, look who it is. You heard that, brother Hugh? Ugh.
Appreciate it.
I picked that out for him.
Everybody knows that's a lie.
Oh boy, we're brothers. Oh, you guys are hilarious. He tries to say, nah, he definitely lying. Nah.
He ain't lying.
Oh my goodness. Listen, as we move forward, I'm excited to have this conversation because goodness gracious, like I said, brothers, a lot did go down. And we will not be here before you long, just as a Baptist preacher says before he's about to be speak at a guest church.
and then preaches for 6 hours.
Yep. Yeah. Hopefully we don't foul in that format. But
I ain't
before
got
we,
it.
yeah, Brian H is on. Brian H is on borrowed time right now. Brian,
He is.
happened?
Definitely
Brian H
is.
he is being a trooper right now. That's why. You didn't see it, brother Hugh. But before you came in, we gave him a round of applause for sticking through it and making it with us tonight. But like I said, we're gonna jump right into everything.
You gave him a pat on the back. Did he get some cookies too?
He got some tea. He's got some biscuits, some crumpets.
Hey, man, I've been eating right.
Oh, my bad.
Uh-oh.
I had some, oh man, speaking of which, that kale, I had kale in the sweet.
Okay. Was it
Yes,
was it like, were you meant to eat it? Or was it like garnish? You know, some people don't eat kale. They use a decoration, but okay.
Nah, man, it was meant to eat.
Okay, all
I
right.
told
so
Queen
that was-
PR, I said, you gotta taste this kale.
Like, it was like kale salad? Okay, anyway.
Say, come on over here, woman, get some of this kale. These greens in you.
Oh, geez, what year is this? Come on, get these greens in you. So,
Hey, man, hey, what's next week?
yeah, it's
my
beans,
gosh.
greens, potatoes.
You name it.
Here's the thing. Before we get started, I said ahead of time, brother Hugh, I don't know if you caught this or not. I have to issue a public apology to Brian H. It's because for the last couple of weeks, you ready, Brian H? You don't get these often.
I'm ready.
from me,
I
okay?
don't get
So this is a serious moment, okay? So the last couple of weeks we've been talking about gaming. You know, we've been talking about our favorite games, favorite wrestling games, favorite moments, and we discuss how these things impacted our childhoods and our perspective, even moving on to other games. So years ago, the conversation first started between myself and Brian H. And I don't know if you remember this, brother Hugh, because I think you were there for this, where it was like, well, what's the big deal about WWF No Mercy? And I was offended by that statement. And he's like, dude, WWF SmackDown. And I'm like, well, what's the deal about WWF SmackDown? And we did an old fashioned 1997, 1998, 1996 through 1998, because this is old-fashioned game swap, as if we was back in elementary school, because we didn't have the chance to do that. Now you and brother Hugh have did countless times. This is what you guys grew up together, but we collectively weren't able to do this. So it's like, you know what, I don't care, we're not too old, let's do a game swap. Brian H. when he got WWF No Mercy, I believe he got WCW NWO Revenge, and said, let me see what the big deal is.
Right.
All the
Okay,
ones
so
you
yeah.
said that was the classic. All
See?
four.
And then
Even
Brian
threw
H.
Mayhem in there.
Yeah, he even was a good sport, because that was unnecessary, but he chose to do it anyway, right? Brian H was a good sport. Said, "Listen, you got to check out WWF SmackDown," and he gave it to me for me to play, and I played it, and it was fun. And when it was all said and done, we both agreed that we're like, look, I see the importance of both games, but I'm gonna stick to what I like. He said, I'm gonna stick to it. I still think SmackDown is the end all be all. It's because he has memories associated with it. And I said, you're right. I'm gonna stick with WWF No Mercy. Nothing can replace this game for me. Now, fast forward maybe a year or two later, Brian is like, hey, look, man, I'm trying to re-retro my games, man. You can you when you get a chance, can you bring SmackDown back to me? I'm about to And I said, yeah, I got you, bro. It's in my house somewhere. And I could not find it. And I said, oh crap. Now I feel bad, because this is his child. Listen. We know how sentimental this stuff is to us. And I'm like, now I feel bad. I'm like, oh crap, he did let me hold this. And this was his WWF SmackDown, not like he rebought it. This was his WWF SmackDown game. And I'm like, dang it, bro, I got you. And I'm like, let me find, and I'm scrambling, I'm trying to find it. And I had a place where I kept the PlayStation games. And I'm like, wait a minute, it's not over here anymore. It was like old DVDs, PlayStation games. They weren't there anymore. And I'm scrambling. I'm like, bro, I'm so sorry. I can't even find it. And I'm gonna tell you what made me feel even worse. He didn't even get mad. Don't worry about it, bro. It's fine. I can just get another one. I'm like, don't say that. It made me feel bad.
Right.
But then years ago, so maybe fast forward another year or two later, maybe not even that long. And I realized that the DVD rack with the PlayStation games I had in my room, I moved it to my old room in my mama's house, and I found it, and I was like, oh crap. So Brian H., I want to publicly apologize. I have your WWF SmackDown game, and I will be returning it to you.
Yes, sir. No cracks in it. Look at it.
Well, it does have cracks in it, but it wasn't.
Oh, yeah, it does. Okay.
This is wear and tear from years of Brian H.ism. But I do have it in my possession. I want to give it back. I'm not giving you back your Kevin Owens Blu-ray. I'm keeping that. But I am giving this back.
Yo.
Because in him let me hold this, he let me hold that too. I'm keeping that one. You can, if you want it, I'll give it to you. But if you ain't asking for it, you know where to find it. So
Right.
look,
I need
Brian
that
H,
Kevin
there you
Owens
go.
though.
I'm
I got
sorry.
SmackDown.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
You can have
So I have
SmackDown.
okay. No,
I
you can.
got that.
No,
And I
this,
got like 2 copies of SmackDown too.
yeah, but this was yours though. I got this. This is. I feel bad. I gotta get this off my conscience. So
So
there
now
it is.
you gotta let Lil Man play it. You gotta play it.
Right.
Now you gotta play a whole season.
He may not have the patience for it. That's the problem because they
They
spoiled,
don't.
man. To go
Yeah.
from what they got to this, they're gonna be like, bro, what are we doing?
What is this? Like
Yeah, like
Stone Age type stuff.
my godchildren and your children played it as a joke and experiment when you was like, Dad, what's this? That's the only reason they even it was like experiment. Let's just see
They
what's
go back
going
to
on.
PlayStation 2. That's it. My son
Yeah,
said
that's
real
yeah,
clear,
that's
I'm gonna
that's
go
as far
back
as
to
it goes now.
PS2.
But anything further than that, you're like, yeah, asking for trouble. But yeah, I want to get that out there, brother Hugh. All the pleasantries. We're gonna get right into tonight's shows. Good brothers, what in the world? What happened this week? Last week we were fussing, we were cussing, we were saying all these things about how the WWE wasn't this and wasn't that. It seems like we all changed our minds, even if it's just for a week. How are we feeling now based off what we got? We got a week of returns, a lot of unexpected returns. I was not expecting these type of returns for the John Cena last time is now tournament, whatever dingamy jingle we calling it. I did not see this coming. I'm glad that I didn't see it coming because I enjoyed it that much more. Zack Ryder returns, Dolph Ziggler returns, Brother Hugh lost his mind, and Brian H lost his voice screaming, trying to help
Crazy.
others out. And then the top of that, we get Roman Reigns, we get Brock Lesnar, which was one, and then we get Roman Reigns. I didn't see any of this coming. Now, probably because I was not on the internet, I was busy, and I didn't catch anything. Like I didn't catch any waves, or I didn't catch. You on social media, mind your business, but you're
You
out.
gonna see everything, right?
Yeah, it's going to show you, especially when they know what you like. But I didn't see any of this coming, and I was like, man, this has been one heck of a week of wrestling that they've given us as far as the shows that we have. And by the time WWE Raw went off in Madison Square Garden, I realized, like, man, I wonder if Triple H is purposely holding back on certain shows because he knew, like, hey, look, we got Madison Square Garden. We got to stay kind of dry for a little bit because we expect to pull people down and pull people back up. Because by the time that Raw was over, I was good and ready for Survivor Series War Games. I was going to watch Survivor Series because I'm a wrestling fan, if that's a good enough reason for me to do it. But by the time that show went off, I was like, okay, now I'm locked in. I need to see what's going on. I was genuinely excited for what they had to offer. Not only just the women were going to be good enough for me, but then I was like, wait a minute. The men it took it to a completely different space now, which is what your superstars are supposed to do for your product. It reminds me of the WrestleMania Las Vegas promos I'm seeing. Like all the major players in that commercial are all the major money makers for WWE right now. And guess what? They're all in the match. So that being said, how did you guys feel about this week of pro wrestling that we all saw? Like I said, we know what the heck we watched, right? We know what we got into, and we'll get into the details in just a second as we start the show. But matter of fact, listen, we'll break kayfabe this week. Let's just go ahead and start the show. Let's just jump right into the conversation. So once again, we're going to ask our co-hosts, Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa, to do us the honors. And let's just jump into the show right now. Gentlemen, please help us start the show.
Want to ring the bell?
Ding, ding.
We are this week. Not to waste some time, but we do know for the fact that the reason we watch it is because if you're looking to purchase tickets to concerts, live shows, sporting events, and more, head over to SeatGeek.com where you can use our promo code Wrestling Realm for any one-time purchase of $50 or more. That's promo code Wrestling Realm on any one-time purchase of $50 or more. Let's get into it. Talk to me, fellas. How'd you guys feel about this week?
Hey man.
Smile again, brother Hugh. What the heck?
Hey man. That's the only way I can express myself right now, man.
Talk about it, man. Come on, talk to the people.
I'm feeling good about wrestling again, man. To be honest.
He was just angry.
I was.
Who's this? Why is he here? What's the point of him being here? I was like, okay, brother, he's getting irritated.
Absolutely. But see, this is what Triple H does, right?
You heard this, Brian H? Now Brian H is smiling.
Look at this face. That's your guy, right? That's your guy. Trips. Enjoy the show.
Tripster. Enjoy the show.
Man, I don't know what he just pulled the cat out the bag on that, man. This whole past week, the two SmackDown and Raw was just phenomenal. I was glued to the screen no matter what. The matches, they all hit for the most part. The segments all made sense. The surprise were astronomical. Man, I just wish I was in the building for them, to be honest. I know, right?
Yeah.
I've been reading the dictionary lately,
Okay. All right.
brushing up on my vocabulary.
All right.
Feeling very studious.
I'm glad you have prioritized your vocabulary, diction, and secretion.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I might have made that word secretion.
It's all good. It sounds good. It sounds good, though.
Okay. All right.
But no, to be honest,
Mhm.
after all, I literally texted y'all. I was like, look, wow. I literally sat down for like a good half an hour in silence.
Bro, me too. Like this though. Just like this.
Just process. Yes, just processing everything. Just staring at the wall like, did y'all just see what happened at Raw?
Yeah.
Did we really just get Matt Cardona? I mean, not Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder on SmackDown? Then, of course, my man Dolph Ziggler, he came back. What? Plus the other shenanigans that went on. They're like, come on, man. This dude Trips was playing with us the whole time.
The whole time, man. He's playing with us the whole time, man. Playing
It's
with
all
us.
it's all Hollywood's fault.
I
He's
think
talking
it's
smack.
too.
He's talking smack.
We know
Say,
that
I got you.
we know they watch our show, so I mean it's obvious.
Absolutely.
So, but Brian H, I mean, talk to us, man. How you feeling? There was a lot going on this week, man. Do you feel the same way Brother Hugh does? I know I do. I can just go ahead and say and confirm, yes, Brother Hugh, I agree with you 1,000%, brother.
It was a great show.
Yeah.
Both of them.
There's no enthusiasm. You see that?
Right. Like, what is this?
It's the tea, bro. The tea is making him sleepy.
No. I thought.
Trying to preserve his voice so he doesn't lose it. It's cool. Go ahead.
No, I really thought that it was they showed up and showed out for the Garden. Gunther even showed out, coming out there.
That's Walter. Get it right, please.
Yeah, he was definitely Walter then. The music, he could even say, "Look, I'm Walter. Forget what y'all heard." But overall, I thought it was a great show. Sia Cardona, I wish he honestly, I wish he would have came out doing Raw because I think he would have got a bigger pop. I blame Albany and the music, but I was happy for him.
I saw a lot of people saying that they should have switched Dolph Ziggler and Zack Ryder.
See, you can't do that though, because Dolph Ziggler also deserves the Garden. Like he's a bigger name, obviously.
That was what he actually said. Of course, I had to stalk the interviews. So Ziggler was on Busted Open, of course. Brian H is one of his favorite affiliate programs.
That's what I hear.
And that's what the streets say. That's what the streets say.
Yeah.
And he said it. He said he kind of pitched for Cardona to have Madison Square Garden, but he was like, everybody was kind of like, yeah, that's true and all, but it's like, you're kind of more recent. You've only been gone for 2 years, and you're a former world champion. And we also know that like you're gonna go out there in front of this audience, and it's gonna be like riding a bike. You know what I mean? Not that Cardona wasn't gonna deliver, but it was like, you know what I mean? We kind of need
That's
you.
exactly what he said.
Yeah, verbatim. Yeah.
It's like we kind of need you in this spot, right? It kind of makes sense for it to be this, even though that would be a feel good moment. We're looking for more than just a feel good moment. We need to sell this match. We need to make it seem like you have a chance of actually winning, so it doesn't just look like, you know what I mean? Oh, just it's a surprise, but he's not with the company, so they're not gonna let him win. It was like, no, wait a minute, Zigzag really might do this.
Man.
I do like the fact, though, when I really think about it, I know we would have wanted to see, like, the Obafemis, the Trick Williams, the next generation, but I actually like them being saved for Saturday night's main event to be a part of that. I'm assuming they're going to be a part of the NXT versus WWE showcase. And use some of these legends. Give them another opportunity. I'm gonna count Mr. Ryder as a legend. Long Island Z, Long Island Ice Z.
Yeah,
yeah. That moment we were there in the Baltimore Arena, the Royal Farms Arena at the time, or
right.
Chicken Box,
definitely still Chicken Box. We're attached to him and his legacy. Him and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. So I think I did like the fact that they used these vets to elevate a Solo or a LA Knight,
Who?
That's crazy.
Yes, I thought that
We're
was
talking
spot
about.
on.
Oh boy! Just so we all know who we're talking about. So you mentioned the reason why it happened and the opportunity to kind of give the fans something special, right? John Cena's last tournament is the format in which they're doing it, I guess, makes sense. You know, somebody had mentioned it, like, look, they don't have time to build stories anymore because of the limited dates. So this is the best way to say, okay, hey, look, this is how we can kind of wrap this up. We're going to give people these fun surprises, but also, you know, put guys in the ring with people that work well together. I think Matt Cardona and LA Knight put on a smash of a match.
They did.
And I felt the same way about Zigzag and Solo. You know what I mean? Two contrasting styles, but Zigzag is such Zigzag. I don't know how to put it. Just he's such a professional in what he does.
Work with anybody.
He really can.
That's what I'm talking. Like nobody can tell me this dude is not the best wrestler out there right now.
Hold on, bro. Talk your ish, bro. Hold on. Here we go. We going to the big screen.
5'2" player. I keep telling y'all, 5'2" player. He's it, man.
Come on, man.
This man. Look, no disrespect to Solo, because Solo has elevated his game drastically over the last 2-3 years.
Oh yeah,
he's been killing it, and he's elevated his character to a T. But you bring in a Dolph Ziggler, he's going to elevate you that much more. He's going to he made that man look like he's supposed to be in the main event, man. Right? You see the way he was selling, bumping around in there?
In 15 minutes, though.
Exactly. You see Twitter, you see X, whatever they call it. Look at it. Who's trending? Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler's the best seller here. He's this, he's that. I'm so glad he's back. The pop was astronomical. This was crazy. I can't believe he's back. Like, the people miss him, man. The people miss him. And there's a reason why he calls himself Show Off, right?
Yep.
He steals the show no matter where he goes. Indie scene, TNA, Japan, wherever he goes, he does his thing. He's the modern day Shawn Michaels in my eyes.
Wow.
To be honest, straight up.
Yes. I mean, this is. Can you say otherwise? I don't think you can.
And I hate the fact he didn't get his flowers. He didn't get the right amount of flowers that he was supposed to get in the WWE at that point in time when he was there.
No, he did not. He was like, it was almost to the point where it was like they almost had nothing for him to do.
Should have left Nikki Bella alone.
Hey, amen. There we go.
Say, there you go. Start you always
push him to the back.
You always stirring the pot. Still a heel.
I mean, no, seriousness though. I gotta agree. He showed out, and this is why I'm glad he wasn't really a part of the NXT takeover.
Oh
TNA,
yeah, I guess. Oh, that
I mean, because it's just it's like he's too big for that. In all honesty,
I mean, he said that.
I mean,
100%. He definitely said that,
and he should own that. He should recognize who he is and what he is. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that he, I ain't gonna say it make it special, and this return was special, and he deserved to be in the ring with a guy like a Solo Sikoa, who I know Hugh acknowledges as his tribal chief.
No, it's actually Tonka Loa. Yeah, he wasn't there.
No, it's Tonka Loa.
Tonka Loa's the man. You saw him putting in work on SmackDown, bro? He was putting in work, bro.
Oh, Tonka Loa.
Like,
how do you feel about him comparing Dolph Ziggler to your good friend Shawn Michaels? Since you guys are friends and stuff.
I mean, Dolph never drew like Shawn Michaels.
Say there you go. He's being technical. You just can't.
I mean, it's true, but whose fault was that?
I think Dolph is just more Mr. Perfect. I think he's a great hand right there. As much as Mr. Perfect is in my top 10, but I think that's why I see Dolph as. You know what I mean? In all honesty, Dolph Ziggler is everything Billy Gunn could have been if it wasn't for power.
Yeah, talk about it.
You really think so?
I think Billy Gunn, the skill wise, I think Billy Gunn had the skill, and honestly, I think he had the charisma. It's just that at the end of the day. It was a different era. You just wasn't better than Shawn. I mean, you just wasn't better than Mick Foley, Triple H, Undertaker. Like
it's hard to break through that ceiling.
Yeah, you went in the King of the Ring, and they was like, Yeah,
Rock said, "Nah, buddy, you ain't ready
Yeah,
for this, son."
they tried to push him. You know,
They
it,
did.
one of the things I think when it comes to Dolph Ziggler, I don't think the WWE audience fully appreciated him
Amen.
to the level until it was like, oh shoot, we are missing this because we used to get this every week. He was the reason he was always on the show, whether he had something going or not, is because he could work a crowd regardless of what situation he's in, storyline, just a match, whatever. But we were so used to that for so many years, we took it for granted, obviously. So when he came back, it was like, oh snap, it's Dolph Ziggler. And then of course, when he gets in the ring, even Dolph said it. He said, man, the way we built that match and how we kept building on it with the audience, a part of it, he said, I wish we could have had just another 25 more minutes. We could have tore the house down. And I
Yeah.
believe every word he said. But
Solo Sokoa.
yeah,
You know,
once
that
again,
is a vet. Like
he's a-
it's in his blood.
this is contrasting styles. You know what I mean? Solo was, they said he was wonderful to work with. You know what I mean? He made him look like $1,000,000, but he, same thing. Dolph Ziggler has a way. This is when you know, and I've said this 1,000 times. We'll move on. When you can make your opponent look like your competition, you know what I mean? Gunther is another one that does it. We're not even going to talk about the match he had with Javon Evans. Gunther, Dolph Ziggler. To me, that's all. It all comes from Ric Flair. Shawn Michaels. That all comes from Ric Flair. When you can make your competition look like your opponent look like legitimate competition, because that's what it looked like with Solo and Zigzag in the ring. I was like, oh shoot, this is going back and forth. I think this could go either way. And then the way that Solo won, it was fitting to who he was, his character, his style. It wasn't it wasn't unrealistic. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh man, one more move and Zigzag might have had it, but that's how it came across on screen. And you got to be really, really talented and really vetted to know how to do that to make your opponent. Once again, I think Matt Cardona and both Dolph Ziggler look better in losing to their opponents than the guys that actually won the matches. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, facts.
it was fun to have those guys back.
They unlocked a new fantasy match for me, and that's Dolph Ziggler versus or Nick Nemeth versus Gunther. Can you imagine that?
Oh boy!
Can you imagine that?
Man. Mm-hmm.
Give them a good 15, 20?
When I
Be better than Dolph versus Goldberg for sure.
Oh yeah, easy. Come on now.
Yeah, I mean Goldberg.
I'm glad Dolph stood up for himself for that one.
Absolutely.
I'm glad he stood up for himself. But like you said, just real quick, he was definitely. I think honestly, not only was he taken for granted, I think it was old McMahon took him for granted.
Absolutely.
Because he was one of his strongest hands.
Yeah. I'm gonna put you in this spot. This is what you're gonna be, and you can't, because everybody remembers that pop. You can still make an argument that was the greatest cash in. Everybody remembers that
they
pop.
still talk about it. Yeah,
people wanted Dolph Ziggler. That he could
he
have
was a
been
heel
mega baby face. Yeah.
Nope. Man never wanted to release Dolph Ziggler. He fought to get out of his contract with WWE. So like that's not to get that easy. You know what I mean? But I think you're absolutely right. I think he was always a safe bet. He was always like, I'm not letting this person go. But at the same time, he kind of pigeonholed him. And he wanted to do more. And he's like, look, man, I want to do more. And if I don't get a chance to do it now, I may not get a chance to do it later on down the line. So it was
Real quick.
Back. Yeah, go ahead.
I got beef. And y'all know what I'm about to say.
Uh-oh.
Because he was in the same building with one Mr. J.D. McDonough, the guy that took him out,
So
right?
He's not letting that go.
And this dude didn't lay hands on J.D.? What are we talking about, man?
I forgot about that.
Come on, bro.
He threw him into the stairs, and that's the last time we saw Dolph.
Nah, bro. You gotta put your paws on him, bro.
Well, JD
Come on,
pushed
dog.
down Cam Scatterboo, and we know
Good.
the NFL don't like that.
Nah, yeah, you're right. You can't. That's that money maker right there.
And he was hurt already. Like he's already on
I
injury.
don't
Right.
know why they even
Right.
entertained that spot.
I think he just got carried. I think Scatterboo might have got carried away because I was like, uh-oh, is he supposed to do that? Usually you're not allowed to do that in your contract.
That's all right. He got his little T-shirts though.
He definitely got a T-shirt, so
Yeah. So
It was selling too.
it definitely
Yeah,
was.
I
They
bet
had
they
a lot of
are.
fun. NFL Golden Boy.
the New York Giants. Ugh.
Man, that dude Peyton Hillis.
Well, yeah,
Y'all remember that name?
That's crazy.
yeah,
We'll see. We'll see. Let's see what happens.
we'll see. But with that being said, were you guys satisfied with the way that Dolph Ziggler was presented Matt Cardona as Zack Ryder, were you okay with, hey, these guys, they came back, they showed why we missed them, and now they've kind of gone back to their own spaces. I think these are pretty much one-offs for now. But
it's great that it's great that we're in this space now that we can get wrestlers from other promotions and bring them on to the WWE. Because before, none of that is happening. None of that is happening. Now we're in this place where there's so much more freedom for the talent in general, not just WWE talent, just wrestlers altogether.
right.
They have so much more freedom. They can go, they can work, they can be on the AEW roster. They can work in New Japan, this place, or in the indie scene. You see Mercedes
Yeah.
stacking up on belts.
Your brand new Ring of Honor TV champion, by the way. She won that tonight.
She deserved it.
14 belts for her now.
She deserves it. She's amazing after what she's done to herself. And she's eating more. So that's lovely.
Yeah.
Is it 14 or is it 13 still? Because wasn't she the interim TV champ?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't it override? Okay, never mind. Hold on. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Homegirl, Red Velvet.
As in the
Red
cake.
Velvet?
Speaking
Yeah,
of
I'm about to say,
never mind.
right.
I'm not going to go there.
That's crazy.
Talking about Mercedes and cake.
Red Velvet.
Yeah.
Yep. Little caked up there, huh? Little Debbie's.
The biggest surprises of all was Brock Lesnar. I knew Paul Heyman had something up the sleeve. Now I've been super busy. My mind has not been as good as it's been in the past. It's been one of those fall seasons, right? So when I initially saw the first three guys in War Games, I wasn't paying attention to like who's going to be the fourth person. Then Drew McIntyre comes out. I thought that was it. I wasn't focused on it. I was like, all right, so we got Drew McIntyre, we got the Vision, as they call, Logan Paul, young dude who's looking absolutely jacked. He's a legit wrestler. Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, right? And of course we got the Usos, and then we got Cody and CM Punk. All right, super baby face. Got it. This is War Games. I didn't pay any mind. I'm like, wait a minute. There's supposed to be 5 guys, right? And I'm not talking about the burger spot.
Hey,
and I was like, and I was like, wait a minute. And then Paul Heyman is sniffing around, and then when he showed the binder to what's his name, Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce, and they both looked at it and was like, oh no, this is a disaster. And Brock Lesnar's would later show up that night. I was pleasantly surprised, like, whoa, I didn't see this coming. This is dangerous. Like, why the heck did they got Brock Lesnar on their team? Why is he on a team with all the young dudes? He's going to go insane. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman are a dangerous combination on any day of the week. And then the audience starts cheering for OTC. I'm like, why Roman's not there? Roman, I don't know what dates does he have this week? And then, and of course, the old school WCW Netflix fashion, they act like they were going off the air.
Right.
And then I was like, all right, well, and then the music hit. Yep.
Okay.
They put the producer of the show, blah blah blah, yada yada. This ends the live show, and then the music hits, and I was like, no way. Roman comes down there. He's got his old school AI shooter sleeve on. I'm not gonna say what Brother Hugh said in the group text. And I was like, you have got to be kidding me. And then him, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, the feud is going to be a book in pro wrestling history. Yep. I think Brock Lesnar is showing everybody that Roman Reigns has got to be one of his favorite rivals. I think he's probably going to go down as his probably greatest rival. He has a handful. He's got Kurt Angle. Like, he has different eras. Like, this era was, but Brock Lesnar is having the one that he's having with Roman Reigns. Like, he's like, it's all fun and games. He's teasing it. First of all, Brock Lesnar got even bigger than he was before. And he's
crazy.
When he first came back. That's one. And then they faced off. He's bouncing around. He's laughing. And then, he's waving his fist at him. And then he jumps and tries to take his head off. I said, bro, why is he moving that fast at that size? Roman Reigns ducks.
It's not fair.
He loads it up. Superman punch, and Brock bumped and flipped. I was like, oh yeah, now we've sold War Games. That moment, Roman Reigns saw him bump and lost his mind. Like, that's the wrestling fan in him. And when he saw how hard he bumped and rolled out of the ring, he lost it. I said, okay, if your performers are responding that way, right, to each other based off the performance, and then of course you're in Madison Square Garden, the halls of that place are haunted with greatness. You know what I mean? And so many amazing moments. And then the fans, they're alive and in person. Brian H was one of those people to be there to experience that energy. I said, thank you. I'm looking forward to Survivor Series. You know, Survivor Series for over the years was always one of those pay-per-views. We were like, how do we bring this back? How do we keep this relevant and important? And, you know, adding war games to the element to it. It's been a bit of a shot in the arm to it, right? Kind of a jump to it. And that moment was enough for me to go, oh, I need to see this. I'm ready for this match now. I couldn't believe it. And I said, this is how we cap off this week of pro wrestling. It's nothing short of amazing at the end of the day. Brothers, are you guys ready for war games? Because business has really, really, really picked up. And we can thank Triple H for it, but I know Brian H will probably do that later in the episode of Break It Down Brian is keeping it 100.
Yep.
But fellas, talk to me about this moment. How did you guys feel about Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns returning on the same night in Madison Square Garden to sell us on war games? And now our teams seem to be complete.
This makes sense, you know. I mean, like I said, they was gonna do it big for the Garden. Roman don't miss the Garden, you know. But Brock being back there, I thought was huge, and you know, you gotta have star. Sorry,
Bless you.
you gotta have star power for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, in these type of matches, we'll see somebody else be made. I think we all know Braun Breaker's going to get his moment.
I think it's about him. I think the entire thing is about him.
Yeah, you know, I think last year we saw it. It would have been. I mean, we saw.
It was Bronson Reed.
Bronson, yeah,
That's the guy. Thank you.
Yeah. He was the man last year. He went into everything with all the momentum as the young dude.
he definitely did.
Yeah.
And even though he wasn't a young dude at the time, you know, with
Sure.
Sami Zayn, you know, him. So it's never really about the main eventers, the heavy hitters. But if you could get a moment made when you're in the ring with these guys, and this may be the biggest, the most star-studded war games in a WWE arena.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Brock, Cody, Roman, Punk, I mean, Jey Uso, like those names alone, you know, it's like, wow.
So, man, a lot of t-shirts being sold, bro.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Everybody's going to have fresh t-shirts, man.
Oh, man, heck yeah.
Hopefully it look better than Dolph Ziggler's.
Come on, man, don't do that. Don't spoil the moment, brother Hugh.
I'm still going to get it.
Okay. I know. I saw you tweet it out. You didn't say it to us. I was like, oh, look, he going to say it publicly, but not say it privately. I saw what you said. How'd you feel about this, brother Hugh? How'd you feel about this moment in general, man? Like these are just like I said, it doesn't get any bigger than Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. You know what I mean? And I wasn't expecting for us to get this again. Like we about to run this back. That's a WrestleMania main event again. Like you can go with them as many times as you want.
It took me back. It took me back to SummerSlam. What 22?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
man, that's where it took me back to, bro. And believe it or not, man, this is it's a legendary. You got two legends in the ring just going at it. It's an epic. Mm-hmm. It's an epic moment. You know, the stare down alone. That's all you really needed. You didn't really need them to throw hands at that point in time.
Facts.
You know what it is when you see them two stand across from each other. But the good thing is that usually we say what Survivor Series is that lackluster top 4 PLE.
Yeah,
it's always in the back seat.
It's great that we have this type of moment leading into that PLE because now that PLE is going to be more relevant. It's going to feel more important now. So if you keep booking this particular PLE like this, they better watch out. It's going to end up in Saudi. But
see, there it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Another zero.
I'm just saying, it's great to have something at the end of the year now that we're looking forward to because usually it's real dry towards the end of the year.
Sure.
You know, we were complaining about how war games just seem to be thrown together, but look, I'm shutting up now because you got the star-studded lineup.
Yeah, I'm going to give you credit. Give credit where credit is due.
What?
What's
going
that?
on?
Mm-hmm.
You can tell you doesn't feel well. It's giving you credit where credit is due.
Credit where credit is due. No, I'm going to give Trips.
I was about to say, put that on the big screen. Big screen. Hold on.
Let's give Triple H credit.
What? I'm good. Thank you, brother Hugh. Because I think. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead, buddy.
We gotta give Triple H credit.
He must have COVID.
Whoa, bro.
He's looking kind of pale.
War games.
Right.
He's made war games worth it. And he's given us this generation. He's reintroduced a concept that, let's say, our fathers loved, and we loved as kids. He's introduced it to this generation and made sure all of them had star-studded. Even if you look back since his reincarnation, since 2022, right? You may say the 2023 one in Chicago was meh going into it. You know, you had like Seth Rollins.
Is this the CM Punk return one?
Yep, that's what I was getting ready to go. Because
you mean Randy Orton return?
You bring back Randy, well, R-Truth too. He returned that night.
That is true.
You bring back Randy Orton, and that was a big deal.
Yes.
But then the fact that you can always going to have the history of CM Punk came back that night. Excuse me. Because you had Judgment Day and Drew McIntyre teaming up, but it's like nobody really talks about that match. Then last year you made Punk and Roman team up. You know what I mean? This year, just looking at that whole class, I mean, this is the equivalent of honestly taking WWF's best and WCW's best and making them go against each other. That's the the style. It's like you're really bringing in heavy hitters. You're gonna have Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre, somebody who Brock Lesnar respects. You know, but Drew McIntyre beat him for the WWE Championship.
That is true.
You know, so you have these two powerhouses.
They can't fit the same cage. They can't. They're not going to be able to do that. Somebody's got to start in the ring.
Logan Paul don't even. And like you mentioned Logan Paul, like he's looking like a regular wrestler now. He's not even.
What?
He's not even carrying that star crossover star no more.
Yeah. That. Oh, look at this social media guy now. Especially once word got out, they're like, oh nah, he's focused on wrestling full time now. They're like, oh, will he box again? They're like, no, he's focused on wrestling. Like this is a real thing. I think everybody thought it was a gimmick at first, but I'm like, the more I see him, I'm like, bro, look how big his arms are. He's not fooling around. Like he really loves what's going on right now in this space.
People keep saying that he's better than everybody in AEW.
I don't agree with that, but I understand. Yeah, they definitely
That's crazy.
They definitely said a former David. Somebody's trying to cause problems, but wouldn't go that far, of course. But you know, man, if there was ever an opportunity for us to sell war games, this is definitely it. I think they did it. I think they did justice to it. And man, I'm looking forward to see what the heck happens next, man. Listen, there's a lot that's going on, and there was a lot that we saw. Shout out to Maxine Dupree. She looked amazing in the ring with Becky Lynch. We created a new star, massive baby face. We argued about this is the build up that you need to do, the level of patience that you had. Like they really got behind her, and she really improved to the point where the story that she told in the ring with Becky, Becky got caught slipping as usual, and how they sold AJ. AJ was a cheap pop. Like, come on now, New York audience, her music hit. I lost my mind. I was like, yo, her music is low key a bang. I'm not gonna hold you. Like it gets you fired up.
Her t-shirt was fired too. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, I'm telling you, she looks amazing. You know what I mean? And then they kind of tease like her and Becky Lynch. I'm like, okay, this is
the war.
They've been holding out on the good stuff on purpose. And I'm like, what we criticize sometimes as, hey, being lazy booking. I'm like, I'm starting to be like, yo, is this intentional? Are they doing this on purpose? Like, or maybe they like, look, man, we don't care. We're gonna drag this for as long as we can, because by the time they see what happens next, they're not gonna be concerned about why Raw's been bad, because they're gonna be like, oh, okay, you guys been saving all the good stuff for hibernation. Guys been storing up all the acorn stuff to make sure we eat during the wintertime. But yeah, man, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm excited to be a part of War Games. We're wrapping up. It's time for us to get out of here. Brian H has been a trooper. He's not feeling well, but we appreciate you, brother, for sticking in.
Suck it up, cry.
And see, there it is. That's what we need. We need the old. That's what
I was watching Mike Tyson, the Austin era.
Mike Tyson, he was having fun though.
That's it. That's what it's all about.
The hard cam.
Man, when Mike Tyson got that call from his account, said the check hit, he was all out like, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
I got a question before we get out of here. One last tidbit. We talk about War Games. AEW does their version of War Games, Blood and Guts. I'm not going to lie to you. I like their cage setup. It's weird for me to say this. I've always liked their steel cage setup. Like when Cody and Wardlow was one of my favorite matches. It was random as heck, but I was like, bro, this is really, really good.
What you mean by the cage setup? Elaborate.
Just the look of the cage, the style of it, how it's built. It looks.
Okay.
I like just the like the way it looks. Like think about it. We think about cages, right? The aesthetic of the cage. Old school WCW, old school NWA. I believe it was no lid, right? As far as war games, and then WCW, they put the cage over top, but it was still a regular size cage because it wasn't that high, right? That was always fun because you had the 2 rings, and then you had the cage, but it had a lid over top of it. And then when NXT kind of adopted the war games format, same thing. It was no cage over top, and this and this is kind of WWE's format of war games. AEW, same thing. Massive cage, roof over the top, and I'm like, man, I kind of, you see what I'm saying? So it's like I like AEW setup for blood and guts is what it's pretty much war games, but what they call blood and guts. But I was wondering if anybody else is that picky like me. Like, you know what? Would you guys prefer war games to have a more traditional old school look, or are you guys okay with this new modern version of, just 2 open cages and let alone we're not talking about production and all of the stuff. Just we're talking about wrestling fan preference. Go ahead.
One reason I would like it, but it's one reason why I wouldn't. I need the CEO jump.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot. Yeah. All right. Well, just throw the whole argument out.
Miss War Games. I gotta see her.
That's it.
She's definitely
Miss crazy.
She's definitely Miss War Games. But how about you, brother Hugh? Are you picky about this type of things, or does it? That's like back in the day. Like, what do you prefer, the mesh cage or the blue cage for steel cage matches? You know what I mean?
The old school blue cage, yeah.
Nobody liked that one because it had no give to it. But
right,
you know what I mean.
Right.
To me, it represents a moment in time, right? Like that's the '90s for me, or late mid '90s. So, but how do you feel about it? Does it bother you? You good with it? Yes, no, maybe so.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with either one of them, to be honest. I would say I'm more adept to like what we have now because of we get the moments like EO, like you said, or whatnot. But I'm not opposed to either one of them, to be honest. It doesn't really matter to me. But when it comes to the cages, definitely I would say I like the old school blue one.
Sure.
But that Attitude Era with the fence or whatnot, it made it feel more real.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. We knew it was safer than the big blue cage. But overall, you were able to do more things to it, and it made certain moves look more realistic and look like they had more impact to them. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
So, but yeah,
it's similar stuff in TNA when they had 6 sides of steel, and then when they had I forgot what TNA used to call their match, where they were like have the match and then they add the cage on top with the weapons hanging from it.
Oh yeah. I
forgot what match that was, but I'm sure somebody will come up with it. But like I said, I've always been a fan of cage matches. I've always been a fan of war games to set up the 2 rings. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think the WWE has done an excellent job on both sides with the men and the women, and I think this year will be no different. But like I said, man, it's such an exciting week to have so many returns. I think this is just the beginning, and this might be the new era that Triple H was talking about that we made fun of him for. So with all that being said, follow us on all of our social media platforms at Wrestling Realm. Subscribe to our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube at The Wrestling Realm, youtube.com/Wrestling Realm. Also follow Championship Culture on Instagram at Championship Culture _. If you have not caught up on all the episodes from seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, and the bonus episodes, go to youtube.com/Wrestling Realm, playlist Championship Culture, and catch up on all that championship glory starring Brandon the Guy and super producer Brother Hugh has the third. And with that being said, brothers, we made it to another show. We're surviving as wrestling fans right now. We've been wrong about a lot of things, but it's been a good wrong. But with that being said, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you again next week. So as usual, wrestling fans, stay wrestling fans. Peace. We out of here.
Houston, we have a problem.
For all exclusive shows and bonus material, subscribe to our Patreon channel at patreon.com/thewrestling_realm. You can watch all of our Wrestling Realm content anytime on youtube.com/thewrestlingrealm.